Hello everyone, this is Robert from Book of Mormon Editions, where we discuss printings, publications, and various editions of the Book of Mormon. I'm reminded that I have not done a video in a while, as I've taken a little sabbatical while being a family man with spring break, kids' school graduations, summer trips, and a myriad of other family activities. But I think I'm back and will have some new content in the near future. So thank you for everyone's patience as I still juggle with having a family and a YouTube channel. One of these family activities was going to Palmyra, New York, where our family witnessed the April 8th, 2024 solar eclipse. While the trip consisted of New York City, Connecticut, Niagara Falls, and going to Palmyra, we had the chance to actually be in the sacred grove during the solar eclipse. The unfortunate thing was that it was an overcast day, so we did not see the solar eclipse itself, but we did experience the darkness in the middle of the day like no other, and that was outstanding and amazing. We had the chance to read the story of Joseph Smith and his first vision in the sacred grove. When the eclipse came, our family commented on how much darkness there was, and then the light coming back, and even if we couldn't see the eclipse itself, it was still faith promoting. Rather than spending time detailing family events on this video, I'd like to spend a little time today experiencing Palmyra in the current time frame and actually highlighting some of the existing copies of the Book of Mormon that are still in the area. I was amazed with the Hill Cumorah, the Joseph Smith family farm property, and most importantly the E.B. Grandin Visitor Center, where the Book of Mormon was printed. First, the Hill Cumorah was an amazing location as a prominent hill in the area and one of the first experiences you have while getting off the freeway as you try to travel towards Palmyra. The visitor center is impressive and walking the hill was thrilling. My kids even tried to find suitable locations on where the Book of Mormon records could have been on top of the hill. Interestingly, the visitor center has inside an 1830 copy of the Book of Mormon in a glass display box. This volume is closed and lying flat, with the cover facing upwards. It lays on a background picture of the E.B. Grandin printing office with a map of upstate New York in the back of the display. Next is the Smith family farm, an amazing experience to walk around and look at the buildings and eventually walk into the sacred grove. I encouraged my family to separate a little bit and have an experience on their own. We didn't realize that the leaves started coming in the month of May, but my little kids were excited about the lizards and snakes that were popping their heads out for the springtime. My older kids were amazed that the house could fit the whole Smith family in their early days of the restoration. Going into town, there is a famous site of 4 churches on each corner of a main intersection. Although these churches were built after the 1830s, and it's an example of the burnout religious district of upstate New York that was prevalent in the area. It's not so much nowadays, as the Methodist Church sold the building and is now a rentable with an Airbnb in the back. We had a chance to go through it and even ring the church bell. Down the street from the 4 corners is the E.B. Grandin printing office. The Salt Lake Church did an amazing job recreating the printing settings within the building, where the 2nd and 3rd floors were dedicated to typesetting, printing, and bindery of the Book of Mormon, and the volumes then were sent down to the bottom floor for store purchase. In terms of physical volumes of the Book of Mormon, one of these is on the 1st floor in a display case showing an open volume of an 1830 Book of Mormon and an accompanying Bible of the time. The 1830 Book of Mormon is open to pages 124 and 125, showing the pages of Jacob chapter 2. What's interesting to see is that the outside edges of the text block had blue speckling, and this volume still shows it even after so many years. And then, on the 2nd floor is another copy of an 1830 Book of Mormon in a display box. This volume stands upright in a closed position. It's also interesting to see this volume that the backside of the display shows the text block edge with blue speckling here too. There's a small placard listing this volume as a gift of a local resident from the area. The story was that this volume was given to the visitor center with a family request that it stay in the Palmyra area because it had stayed here so long previously. So after all these years, the volume hasn't traveled far from its origin. And then, as an extra added bonus, traveling back to the New York City area, most travelers will cross the Pennsylvania border and historically what is known as Harmony, Pennsylvania. But now it's known as the bend of the Susquehanna River, and there's another visitor center for the property and history regarding Emma Smith and the Hale family. This includes the graveyard for the mother and father Hale and Emma's stillborn first baby. Joseph and Emma and Oliver Cowdery were in this area while translating the Book of Mormon. This also included the location for the baptism of Joseph and Oliver and receiving the Aaronic priesthood. This visitor center also has an 1830 Book of Mormon on display. This is in a wall display case and nicely presented for all to look at. And so as you visit these historical sites, it's truly amazing to see these sites are designed for both believers of the Restoration and those not familiar with the past events. On a personal level, it was great for our family as members of the Restoration to visit these sites to gain some insight of our past heritage. As you can tell, I highly recommend taking a pilgrimage to the East Coast, specifically Palmyra, New York, to experience the sacred grove and understanding the early days of the Restoration, and having an option to see various copies of the 1830 volume of the Book of Mormon. So thanks everyone for spending some time here today going through locations of early copies of the Book of Mormon on display. Comment down below if you've had a chance to see these volumes and if they've made an impact on your visit to these historic sites. And again, thanks everyone for patiently waiting for me to post more content on this channel. I think I'm back on course to provide more content and continue to give details regarding the Book of Mormon Census Project as we move forward. As always, if you have a specific or unique volume of the Book of Mormon that you'd like reviewed here, please contact me at bomeditions@gmail.com. Safe travels, everyone.